through examples, we're talking about a specific person, a specific user. But obviously when we put marketing campaigns out there, advertising campaigns, we're not necessarily looking at a specific user. We're looking at like thousands of users potentially. So what exactly, let's bring this into real terms. What exactly does this mean in concrete terms for the performance marketer who's running a campaign through your platform?
So so we're having conversations with a lot of guys today about, a lot of performance marketers buying display and buying, let's just say social on Facebook. A lot of them are buying look-alike models where they will give Facebook or, whoever the partnership is with the data provider, they'll give them, like 1,000 of their best customers. We did this with LendingTree a little while back. You give them 1,000, they'll give you 1,000. Here's our best customers, 1,000 of them, okay? Build a look-alike model on this. So we take that data on the users, and then we kind of extrapolate it across it. We kind of see what categories they fit in, what segments they fit in, and then build a nice blend based on that, and look for more users that fit in that same theme, and then build a look-alike model and model it, and have more users to target. They're doing this, and it's working really well for them in places like Facebook, so feedback from them. So they are already doing this. It is a matter of time before the whole community shifts to data-based targeting. And it's really strange because generally performance marketers are the ones that are leveraging new emerging technologies in media first. But the brand world has been doing this for a long time. So it's going to be very interesting. I think it's exciting, and like you said, buckets of users. It really is a bucket of users, not a single user. So hey, we're not coming after you, Heather. We're coming after everyone like you. So.
Yeah, but I like to think I'm unique, so.
It's a double-edged sword. You want to be unique, but then you don't want us to follow you. It's like, what's going on? You gotta decide which one do you want.
Yeah. Okay. So, how exactly would they go about increasing ROI? You gave the example that instead of marketing to them for $10 on CNN, you can get them for a fifth of the price on About.com, as an example. So, how would someone use that knowledge to cut their costs and increase their ROI when running the campaign?
Yeah, I think that leveraging different data sets for specific campaigns, you got to try the flavor, a different flavor. It's just kind of like buying sites, right? So you buy a site and it doesn't work for you. So you're like, this place sucks. That's not how it is, right? You buy a site, doesn't work. You buy another one, doesn't work. 5 sites later, you found one that works, right? So it's like, awesome. And then you go back and say, you know what? The other ones can work too. I need to tune them. So it's the same concept with data too. So, it's about not only just the data quality and the brand of the data, but it also is a lot of things that you have to talk about. There is a program on the press page of EngageBDR.com where we're talking about data. I spoke at an OMA conference a while back, data-driven marketing, and it's a pretty nice one. It's like an hour long or something. The whole panel is about data-driven marketing and black box and marketing, things like that. I think it's helpful if people watch that. I think it can give some pretty good insight. But outside of that, it really is about understanding where the data is acquired from, how fresh it is, how quickly it's refreshed, things like that. Those are important. But it is about testing various segments. So data partnerships may give you access to certain types of segments. So they're saying like, it could be very broad, like, here are women 35 plus. It's like, okay, I want to know more about them. These are people that are auto intenders. Okay, that's broad. Really? People are in market to buy a car? That's broad? That's pretty awesome. No, I want people that are in market to buy imports, and in this class, that's like very specific, right? So it can get very specific. So you might want to test like a variety of areas that fit your campaign, and then, see what works well, and then you could tune them as well. So, and then you have other partnerships to test also. A lot of times it's important to it's kind of like validation of anything else you do. It's like, hey, I'm not going to try out this ad network because I've never heard of anyone else having any success with them, or I've never heard of them before. That's probably a good reason. It's the same thing with data too. It's like you could try everything. As a marketer, you should be willing to test everything conservatively, managing your risk and managing your your overall exposure to, the dollars exposed to the campaign, that kind of thing, right? So if you can do it safely, then I would expect it to be fruitful. The variety of mechanisms to bill data is these are the typical ones. They could charge you on a rev share. They could charge you on a CPM. The platform will just bake it in. It's just a variety of ways. But generally, there is a premium to leverage data because really it's another targeting component. It should be able to give you some pretty good performance if it does well. If it's a fit.
Yeah, okay. So there's a difference between being willing to test everything and having the time to test everything. So, the more we talk about data, the more we have to test, the more we have at our disposal, these things can become overwhelming. So how much time do you suggest that a marketer actually spend on testing before just saying, okay, it's good enough?
Yeah, it's kind of like, test driving a car without a license or not have driven a car before. It's the same thing, right? It's like, hey, I don't know how to drive a car, but I want to test drive 5 cars. It's like you're gonna crash into a tree or something. Let's just say you've never seen a car before, right? So that is similar. You need to understand. You need to be educated. You need to learn and read and watch a lot about this stuff before you get involved, because it's just kind of how it is. It's like a search marketer jumping in a display. It's like, hey guys, your landing pages won't work. Because why? Because your landing pages are generally not that great anyways, because this is a user that's expressing intent. They are already in market for it. You don't have to do a great job to sell them. Now on the display side, it's different. You got to build a great landing page because it's like a billboard. It's like you're driving down Sunset. I'm always going to say Sunset because that's Sunset right there. Drive down Sunset and there's billboards, and there's quite a few on Sunset. And it's like I see something. Oh, I saw a billboard for something, and all of a sudden I'm in buying it. Probably on the spot on my phone because there's a lot of traffic and it's not moving anyways. But things like that. It's like you have to get seasoned. You have to understand what your risks are. The only way you can understand what your risks are by talking to as many people as you can who understand it, being mentored into it, reading and watching stuff about it. Get familiar with it, because you can't just jump in. Oh, I'm going to test. You can if you have a lot of money, but if you don't, then it's just another thing. It's like another way of doing things that it could be dangerous. Some people love to jump in the pool and they don't know how to swim. I need a floaty. So no, this is literal. I can't swim, and I need a floaty.
Well, if you just relax, you will naturally float. But, like anything, this is a good metaphor because we overthink things, and the overthinking actually can get us in trouble. So that's why I'm saying, like, some people could get so involved in this that they end up, basically testing themselves to death. So
yeah.
Hopefully not literally, but,
Yeah, I just hope they don't kill themselves, by testing. That would be really weird.
Yeah.
But I think that they should definitely educate themselves. I mean, we do. We really try to find it, like any new business that we get involved with or any new method of media, we really try to talk to as many people as we can that we have close to us, that would, share information. Because the bottom line is you have to learn from someone. You don't want to learn everything yourself the hard way. It's just a life thing, it's tougher. I'd rather, there are a lot of different types of people in this world, and I generally fit in the fast follow category. I'm not necessarily a pioneer, but I will pioneer things once I fast follow them. It's a little strange, modify them, things like that. But I want to learn from someone first, and it is always beneficial for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have enough money to do it the other way, so.
All right, so you guys are going to be at AdTech next week, but before we talk about that, do you have anything final to say about the benefits of targeting, the potential for targeting, anything that we didn't cover that you think is important?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of looping back into green advertising, it is really a new theme for us because we really want to be preventing waste in advertising. It's more of a progressive movement, and a lot of it has to do with targeting. You don't want, you really don't want to serve an ad to a user based on the content that they're interested in so much. It works right now. Do it. Whatever's profitable, do it. If it's profitable, do it. I don't care about the proportion of profitability. Just do it. But I think that in the future, it'd be a lot more profitable to leverage data just because you're reducing the waste overall. It's like you only want certain people. Like you assume that, hey, all these people in this office are interested in technology because they're in my office right now. I could tell you that, I would hope that's the case, but not necessarily. So they're not all interested in technology all day long. So it's the same kind of mindset, right? It's like, how can you assume that people, I'm not on CNN because I'm interested in news. I'm on CNN because I'm freaking out about ISIS and Ebola. That's totally different. Anyways, tangent. So yeah, we're at booth 511 on in AdTech New York, at AdTech New York. We're not having an event this time because it's much more interesting not to. It's like we don't always have events, but when we do, they're very interesting, right? So I think that we had a really nice one at ASE. We don't want to saturate. I don't think it's good for anyone's brand to do that. So we're kind of playing it ad hoc right now for the events, but I think that it'll be good. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of great energy surrounding this ad tech already. Lots of meeting requests and things like that. So we're excited. I'm sure you guys will be there, right?
Yeah, we'll be there, and and we'll do some interviews and stuff as well. So that's always fun. What exactly are you guys focusing on promoting this time around?
We are promoting there's quite a few initiatives. We're becoming a very significant player in video today. So we're promoting our video business. It is quickly eclipsing everything else, which is very exciting, and it is a very new path for us, and I think that it's great. We're quickly becoming like one of the biggest. So that's awesome. We'll be listed in Comscore very soon, and I estimate that we'll be pretty close to being the top 10 video ad network there. So outside of video, we're promoting our data partnerships, leveraging the platform to be a gateway to access those users. That's exciting, and we'll be having lots of discussions about that. We're also promoting something new, and it will be in the media very soon, that our platform, First Impression, the demand-side RTV platform, is now closed to the public. So it is no longer offered to just anyone. We have a pretty deep vetting process now that people have to be, they have to be like experienced, and they have to be, people have to know who they are. They have to have some affiliations. We're licensing seats with monthly minimums, things like that. So it's different. It's very exciting. People are responding very well to it. It's a very different shift from what you would expect from us, because I feel that there needs to be an exclusivity factor to everything we do. And so it's a new segue into that world. So.
Okay. So
Cindy,
people can.
What else are we? We're promoting green advertising. New initiative.
Yes, green advertising. Okay. So people can find you at AdTech. If they want to find you online instead of offline, even though they can't sign up for the RTB platform anymore, where do they go to contact you guys?
So they can come to engagebdr.com. So we're saying that it's a private platform now. You can sign up for it, but not online. So you have to request information. It's like requesting an invitation to the Playboy Mansion, right? It's the same thing. So
okay.
It's a little different.
But with a little less tits and ass.
Well, Pace is on this interview, so anyway. So Pace is coming out, and you have a little bit of Pace is coming out. I saw that. Been hanging out with Pace too long. I'm just kidding. So people have to request an invitation. They request it, and there's a lot of stuff that we're asking, and they need to be qualified. So it's gonna help everyone out quite a bit. It's gonna desaturate the marketplace. It's gonna remove some bad guys. It's going to give access to premium media to guys that are really trying to make, and gals, a difference in online marketing.
Nice. Okay. Well, it sounds like you guys have some really exciting things going on, constantly growing, changing, bringing new offerings. So I'm excited to talk to you guys again next week. I'll see you next week at AdTech. And thanks so much for talking to us today, Ted.
Thank you, Heather.